it's Kelly with Southern Scrapbooking and Crafts. Where have I been? I have been on a hiatus for like a week now. Well, first it started off last Thursday, which I thought was Wednesday, but it was actually Thursday, and my husband's like, "Are you ready to go?" And I'm like, "Go where?" And he's like, "You have to go to Little Rock for your EMT renewal." And I'm like, "Oh no, I thought today was Wednesday." Luckily, I had things kind of packed away and put together and stuff, so we grabbed my stuff, we ran, and then I forgot my phone, so I didn't even have my phone. And then I said, well, Saturday I have to be in Memphis because I have to do my security license, my security guard license renewal as well. And he's like, well, we'll just make it a, weekend trip. So from Thursday to Monday, I was like on the road, and took forever because they had to change everything due to COVID. Could only have so many people, in a room, and like it was at this like convention center, and they have like this big auditorium thing, and conservatory, I think is what they called it. And you had to go in there, and we had to, they had like black tape marks on chairs where you could sit. And so you could sit, and there was like 4 or 5 chairs in between each of us, and I think there was like, I want to say there was 25 of us. They usually, we'll have like 60, but they had to cut the classes smaller, so things were taking longer, and it was just a mess. So we had to get through that, and it was kind of like their first run of this renewal of EMT things, and also with security. Security wasn't as bad because there was only 4 of us that had to renew, so we were just kind of in this conference room in the hotel, so it wasn't too bad. But we got through that. It's gonna rain, and I'm all nasally, so I always pick these days to do videos. But anyhow, that's where I've been, so enough of that chitter chatter. So I'm gonna do a tutorial today for you. And so, like, with the flock, everybody's back into flocking again, I think. Friend of mine, Michelle Bastian, she has a YouTube channel here. She's like, she had watched a video called, I think her name's craftpurge is her YouTube channel name. I don't know her name. I guess I've never come across her channel before, but she has a tutorial using flocking powder. So, I watched her video, and it's really cute. I'll link it below, if I remember. If not, it's called craftpurge, just all one word. Just type that in your search in YouTube, and it should bring it up. But, so I was kind of reading through the comments, and people are like, oh, yeah, I really love it. It's cute. And it is. It's really cute. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm getting to the point here. But I was going through the comments, and people are like, oh, I haven't flocked in years, and oh, I have so much flocking powder, but what do I do with it all, because, it was like a big thing, and then it kind of died off, and then you might only need it for one little thing. Maybe you're going to do Christmas, and you want to flock the Santa's beard and mustache, and maybe part of his trim or something, or you want to, like she did a spider, so I was practicing that, and that's what, I have come up with. I don't know if you can see, he's kind of fuzzy. But I'm like, why am I going to go out there and spend that money on flocking powder when I use it maybe twice a year? And then I got to store it. So why not make our own flocking powder? What? Yes, we can make our own. And here I have a sample of different colors. The colors are endless depending on what kind of paper you have. Solid core paper works the best, because if you get, white cord paper, you're going to get white flocking mixed in it. Now, if that's the look you're going for, that'd be fine. But these are just all real fine powder. It's velvety and soft. Just, here I did a Santa Claus, and I flocked his little beard. And it does get a little clumpy, it's not the original. I've never used regular flocking powder because I've always made my own. We learned how to do it in art class back when I was in 7th or 8th grade. This one I kind of flocked the Christmas tree a little bit. I don't know if you can see it or not. The lighting's kind of weird because the sun's going in and out. And I'm right by my window. And then I flocked this Santa here. I'm not used to this new phone. My camera, the lens to my camera is further over to my right than my old phone. But I flocked him. So, you know, that's all the flocking I was going to use. Maybe I want to do a card and I just wanted to flock a beard or something. So now I've got 50 different colors of flocking powder in jars that I've got to store. No thank you. I'll just make a little bit, do what I need, and then I'm done. So how do we do this? Several different ways you can do it. You can use a grater. This is what I use because it goes a lot faster. It's a little more clumpier. The finer the grater, the finer your powder. But this works pretty good. It's just a cheap dollar store. Mine's bent for me pushing on it so much from making flocking powder. Because that's all I use this for. Is flocking powder. And it was just a cheap Dollar Tree grater. One of the Betty Crocker, I believe, that they carry. Sandpaper works good as well. And I've tried different grits. The sandpaper from the Dollar Tree does not work. I tried every grit that was in that bag, and it doesn't work. It's just not that great. So I am using this. It's a 320 grit. And it's the, I think you find this in the auto body part. I don't know, my husband had this in the garage. So, I stole it from him. But this is what I've been using. And here's the, he don't use, yeah, I think he bought this when he redid his Avalanche. After I wrecked it, he fixed it back up. And this is what it is. It's just the 3M Auto Professional 320 grit sandpaper. So, and that seems to work out pretty good. It got wet apparently in the garage or when we were moving or something. But anyhow, that's what I like to use. Now this piece I've got pretty worn down from doing a flocking, making the little samples for you. So I'm going to get a new sheet out and work on that. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, you get your grater or your sandpaper, whatever kind of paper, you know, whatever paper you're using. Like I said, solid core paper works the best. This is the Astrobright from Walmart. It's like $3 something, probably closer to $4. And I think you get 50 sheets. I'm not sure about the colored. I think there's 50 sheets, and I think there's like 5 different colors, and there's 10 of them. 10 of each color. So, and it's enough for me, because I don't sell my crafts. I just do crafting for fun and in the swaps that I have. So, with the grater, you can, all I do is just take a scrap piece of paper. A great way to use up your, you know, scrap pieces that you have. And if I'm using the grater, I just kind of fold it up, and I get an edge. And I just grate. Just keep grating it. Sorry to you folks that have headphones in, or earbuds, or whatever. It's going to be noisy. And see, there you get your flocking powder. You just put it in a pile. And there, I have purple. So that's that. Grater. Flick that off in the trash. And now here's the sandpaper. Now if you're gonna, sandpaper, you can kind of do it on the edge, or you can even kind of do it flat. But I like to double, triple mine up because I don't really feel like rubbing the sandpaper into my finger, which I've done before. And this is hard to see because it's purple on purple, but I've just got it wrapped around my thumb, kind of. and I'm really scrubbing. And there, it's even a finer powder. It's even finer than what we had. So I'm gonna tuck that in there. And by all means, keep your flocking powder away from you, because if you have to sneeze or cough, and don't run your fans or have anything blowing, because it will blow everywhere. So that was kind of like purple. Let's do a little more. A piece all crumpled up. See, it's just an old scrap piece of paper that's kind of crumpled. And I'll do a little more white. Let's do it on this purple paper. And this rubbing kind of hard, and you'll get kind of like big chunks of paper sometimes. And it depends on the poundage of your paper too. Like this is the Pen and Gear, and I want to say it's 110. Let me look. Yeah, it's 110. But the 65 pound weight, which is a little softer, works a little better. The softer the paper, I think, the better. The stiffer the paper, the harder it kind of have to work hard. The paper is falling apart. If you have like those micro planers, they work good too. Because it's just paper. I mean, get your microplaner out from your kitchen and use it. Just, you know, give it a good wash afterwards. It's not going to hurt it. It's just paper. So there we have some more. Now that's a little chunkier. If you like it a little chunkier, you know, you can have that. Or we can use the sandpaper again. And get, you know, finer powder. Like so. Now that I have this flocking powder everywhere. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and work on this piece of paper. So then what do I do after we've got all this flocking powder made, or whatever little bit we need to do a card or a tag or whatever you want to use it for? You know, I guess there's all kinds of things you can put flocking powder on. So I have some other little samples that I cut out. So those, and then I have a couple of spiders. These ones I doubled up. I made them kind of thick, and I didn't get my legs straight, but I'm flocking them, so it doesn't really matter, because you're not really going to see that the little legs aren't exactly straight. Now, glue. Now, if you're doing one solid color, and it's something small like this spider, craftpurge runs hers through her Xyron sticker maker, and it leaves a film on it, and then you can press it into your flocking powder or dust over it, and that would be great. I don't have one because I don't really do a lot of stickers. I imagine, I don't know. I mean, I have sticker paper, but it's white, so it wouldn't work for me for that. Anyway, now if I was doing a ghost or something, maybe, and you'd have to reverse your image and blah, blah, blah. No thanks. It's too much work for me. Okay. Mr. Spider, I need this. I thought I had a smaller piece of paper, but I don't, so we'll just borrow this. And then this is just the Aleene's original tacky glue. And I just, because it's good and thick. I just have a glass. And I put my glue in upside down, and I just got a damp paper towel on the bottom of it to keep the glue from gumming up in the bottom. You will need paint brushes. You know, I have these if I want to move my flocking around. You know, you can use a pen or tip of a pencil or something, sure, or tip of a toothpick would work great. And then I'm gonna put this down, and then I just gob my glue. My brush is a little stiff. I guess I didn't get it rinsed out as good as I thought I did. But it's kind of a process, but I mean, if you're just making one or two for a card, it's not too bad. This paintbrush is very stiff. This is why I don't buy good brushes. I buy the cheap ones from Walmart because I don't paint. I use them for glue and any other medium that I'm crafting with at the moment. And I kind of slather it on pretty thick so that it will, you know, stay wet for a little while anyway. Then I'm going to pick him up. So I don't want all that flocking powder stuck to the glued part. Now, if you have like one of those non-stick mats or even, oh, I don't know, I can't remember, parchment paper. Geez, for baking them out is what I usually use. Alright, and now you have your flocking. And I'll use a paintbrush to pick some up. And I just dab it on. Or, if you know, since I'm doing this all one color, you can actually just pick up a bunch of it with your fingers and kind of just tap it on. Just kind of move it around and tap it. Kind of really pushing that into that glue. And I'm going to use my tweezers. You don't have to. And you're thinking, oh my lord, what a mess. So I said if you use that non-stick paper, it's a little bit better. But now I would let him sit and dry for a while. Because I did, you know, you put that glue on pretty thick. But once he's dry, and you set him aside, and when you let him dry, I just take a paintbrush, just kind of flick over it, and get rid of that loose stuff. And after a while, it stops coming off. Now, if you want to maybe spray it with a little hairspray and seal it a little bit better, you probably could do that. Or I wouldn't Mod Podge it, because then it's going to flatten it all down. My father-in-law's in the kitchen running the garbage disposal, so if you heard that, that's what that was. And then tap it off, and there you have a fuzzy spider. There's a fuzzy spider. So, you know, that's as much flocking as I was going to need. Well, I don't have to store a whole bunch of it because, you know, I can make a little bit. If you want, I think, you know, you could probably add glitter into this even. I would imagine. I haven't tried it, but oh, that's the one I already flocked. Okay, here's Santa. So we can flock him. Get my paintbrush together here. And you can use thinner glue. It doesn't have to be the thick glue. I mean, I have my... This is not Barely Art glue anymore. I've done changed glues again on you. Sorry, folks. Now I'm into the reptile glue. I love this stuff. The Barely Art glue, I got the 4-ounce bottle. It worked great. I loved it. Then I had a refill from the... because I bought their little kit. It had like a 4-ounce, I think a 4-ounce bottle and an 8-ounce, the bear, and then the tips. And I swear they changed formulas or did something to the 8-ounce because it's like water and it will not stick to nothing. And it takes forever to dry. It's like working with Elmer school glue. It warps my paper. So I'm done with them. So I've moved on to this reptile glue. And it works out pretty good too. Because, I mean, if you have your tip, it's nice because you can really get in there. And I put it on kind of thick, not real thick. But you got that fine tip on there, and you can really get in there and get around things without getting it all over. Just have to, you know, kind of flock little pieces, little parts at a time. So, get the glue off of there. And then, so I like to kind of use a paintbrush. Just kind of scoop it up on the paintbrush, and then I just kind of tap it on there. It just works better for me. If you want to plop yours down in the glue, you can. But to me, it squishes, and then I've got flocking powder where I didn't want it. This way, it kind of goes where I want it. You can pat it down a little. I'm doing very gentle touches. I'm not smashing it. There, see? Worked out just fine. And it's flocking powder. Make your own. Why buy it when you can make your own? I mean, if you're a crafter, wrong brush, you probably got, you know, a gajillion colors of paper. I'll try to come in closer and show you. I'll do his hat here. And with the glue, but kind of like if you have the dimension of the glue, the flocking powder kind of picks up on it. So I'll even just kind of stipple that glue a little bit. You know. And then I'm just gonna tap that on. And as you can see, there's flocking powder flying all over. So now when you have it down on your desk, it's not so bad. But I have mine up in the air. It's just like working with glitter, you know. You put it where you need it, and it's going to stick to the glue where it needs to go. And just give it a little tap. There you go. Now you can get as detailed with this as you want. If you want to do his little eyebrows and all that mess, you go right ahead. You know, we're going to do his beard here and his... little mustache. Awkward pause there. As I was concentrating. I mean, a little bit goes quite a long ways. I'm still working with what I had made earlier. I didn't make any more. Thought I was going to have to, but... Oh, I got a little purple on his hat there. Well... There we go. Just tap it with a little more. And then if you get like a weird piece of paper, just pick it up. But I can remember this flocking back when I was a little kid. And Christmas cards used to come so beautifully made. The vintagey type cards. I mean, I can remember them from being a kid. And Santa Clauses would be flocked, and Christmas trees would be glittered up to the, you know, to the hilt. And they don't make cards like that anymore. So this is my way of bringing back kind of like the nostalgia of the old Christmas cards. Alright guys, that's it. Flocking powder. Go make some. It's not hard. Grab a grater, grab some paper, grab some sandpaper. You know, anything rough that you can scrape paper against, you could use. I don't know now, like, Tim Holtz has that distress tool that you can scrape the edge of your paper with. You might get some flocking off of that. If you have a nice sharp pair of scissors, I think maybe if you kind of picked up your... We'll try it, but I'm not sure that it would work. But, you know, like how we... old schoolers de-stressed before Tim Holtz came out with his fancy tools. You would just kind of scrape the edge of the paper with your scissors. Now, this is going to take a good bit. But, you know, you get a little bit, not much. It's going to take you a bit to do it. It's faster my way. But, you know, anything that you can scrape paper with and get a powder is what you're looking for. So guys, that's all I have for you today. I thought I'd kind of just show you this too, is in our swap this month over on Crafty Crafts by Dina, we're doing handmade embellishments. And we have a color theme though, the colors that, you know, the people chose. The colors that they chose, like my swap partner likes pinks and purples. So, yeah. So, I'm doing that. I'm working on that. And that's kind of, I got kind of involved in that after I come back because I'd lost days of crafting. So, I was trying to, you know, get that going. I wanted to get that done or started. I'm not far from being done yet. We have till kind of the end of the month. So, I've got most of my embellishments done. I got a few other things I want to work on. And I'll bring you along with that. I'll do some tutorials with those here, hopefully this week. But other than that, that's it, guys. Go make some flocking powder. It's not hard, and they're very pretty. Like this pink, I think would be great. It could be really pretty, like on a flamingo. So I might give that a whirl and see how that does. But, yeah, just, you know, if you have chipboard cutouts, you know, anything, you can flock those. These I printed out on my printer, of course. But, yeah, you know, any kind of ephemera pieces, chipboard pieces, die punches, you know, your dies. If you black spiders, you know, there's tons of... I chopped his little legs off, but I'm not going to waste him. I'm going to hold on to him because I can tuck him behind something and nobody be none the wiser that I chopped his little legs off. You know, and get your dies out and mess around with them and see what you can create. Maybe, you know, flock up a spider for your Halloween cards. Alright, guys, I'm getting out of here. This is like the 4th time now I'm once again on my goodbye tour. So, y'all take care. Stay safe. Remember, I love each and every one of you very much. And hit that like button. subscribe, and share. My numbers are still kind of going up, and I'm really, really happy and excited. I have a fly. He's driving me nuts. I can't get rid of him. And he keeps flying around. He's a little tiny one. So, I'm going to go on a fly hunt here when I get done. So, there you go. Make some flocking. I haven't even been shopping. I haven't even done anything to do a haul to show you. I haven't bought anything. I've just been crafting. So, maybe I'll hit the dollar store this week and see what I can find. I think they're getting their Halloween stuff out. I think. I'm not for sure. I see different dollar stores have different things. Some are bringing out Halloween. Some aren't. So I don't know. I haven't been in there for a little while. So I think I'll go check them out this week. Alright guys. I'm out of here. I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.